In this video, I will be reviewing the Unit 8 study guide for ratio tables. So the first part of the study guide shows you how to expand a ratio table. The next part shows you how to do equivalent ratios, how you just multiply or divide the numerator and denominator by the same amount, same as you would simplify fractions. So for number 1, it says choose yes or no to tell whether the operation will give you an equivalent ratio for 8/20. Now you could have used the above section to help you with this one, and I actually underlined it in here. You multiply or divide. So to add to, well, you can't do addition, so that one's going to be no. You subtract, no, that won't be equivalent. I can multiply by 2 or divide by 2, because if I multiply, I would do 8/20, multiply by 2, and I would get 16/40 as an equivalent ratio. Or I could divide, I could take 8/20 and divide it by 2, and I could get down to 4/10. So either one of those are right, but you cannot add or subtract. For number 2, it says the table shows the relationship between Megan's earnings and the hours that she worked. Fill in the missing value in the table. So when you are doing this problem, you're going to want to look at your original ratio and make sure that it's simplified all the way. And in this case, you cannot simplify or make a smaller ratio for 19/2. So that means I can go forward then, and I know the missing box is here. Let me change my color. So here is my missing box. I need to get from 19 to this missing box. So I can use 2 to get to the box that I know, and 2 times 4 would give me 8. So whatever I have to do to the bottom, I also have to do to the top. So I'm going to do 19 times 4, and you get 76. So 76 should be the answer for number 2. For number 3, it says complete the boxes to write 3 ratios that are equivalent to 4/12. So I'm going to start with 4/12, and I need to change it so the numerator is a 20, and I don't know the denominator. And you could think of it like a ratio table if you wanted to. So what do I have to multiply times 4 to get to 20? Well, I'd have to multiply times 5. So I'm going to have to do 12 times 5, which is 60. So 60 would go there. Same thing for the next one. So I have 4/12 again, and I need to get to a denominator 36 because it's the second number. So I'd have to multiply times 3. So 4 times 3 would then be 12, so it'd be 12/36. And then the last one, again, I'm going to start with 4/12, and I need to get my denominator to 6. So in this case, I'm getting smaller. I have to divide this one by 3. I'm sorry, not by 3. My mistake. By 2. Because 12 divided by 2 would be 6. So 4 divided by 2 would be 2. So 2 would have to go in that little box. Number 4, it says complete the table of equivalent ratios. So again, I'm going to start with my original ratio, and is it simplified all the way? And in this case, 3/5 does not have a smaller ratio. So now I'm going to move forward in my ratio table. So 5 to get to 10 would be times 2. So I'd have to do times 2 here, and 3 times 2 would give me 6. I need to get forward again, so this would be to 9. So it would be 9, or 3 times 3 would be 9. So I'm going to go 5 times 3 would be 15. Then I need to get forward into 20, so I take 5 to get to 20, and I could multiply times 4. And whenever I do the bottom, I also have to do to the top, so this would be 3 times 4, which would be 12. And then the last one that I could do would be 5 to get to 25 would be times 5. So 3 times 5 would give me 15. So that's how you could fill in the ratio table for that problem. Number 5, it says you can peel 4 potatoes in 10 minutes. How long would it take you to peel 14 potatoes? So I can set up a ratio table for this one. So I'm comparing potatoes over the minutes. And I know I can peel 4 potatoes in 10 minutes. And I need to get to 14 potatoes. So I'm looking for this number here. Now the problem becomes I can't get from 4 to 14 nicely. So what you're going to have to do is, you can see in this ratio here, I can simplify this to get a smaller ratio. So I'm actually going to move my text a little bit and create a cell right behind there. So this will be potatoes. This will be minutes. Now I can divide 4 and 10. I'm going to divide them by 2. So I'm going to go backwards and divide by 2 for both of these, which would give me 2/5. Now I can see that I can go forward. 2 can go into 14, multiplying by 7. So then I'm going to take 5 and multiply it by 7, and I get 35. So it would take you 35 minutes to peel those 14 potatoes. And then the last problem, it says you estimate that you can do 12 math problems in 45 minutes. How long should it take you to do 20 math problems? So let's set up our table. So we can do problems in minutes. And I'm going to leave a space just in case, because in this problem, the previous problem, we needed the extra space. So it's 12 problems in 45 minutes. And I want to get to 20 math problems. So I'm missing this number right here for my minutes. Now I need to look at this fraction, this 12 over 45, because 12 doesn't go into 20. It won't move forward into that. So I need to simplify this. And I can actually simplify both of those by 3. So I'm going to move backwards in the table by dividing by 3. When you move backwards, it's division. 12 divided by 3 would give you 4, and 45 divided by 3 gives you 15. Now I can move forward in my table because 4 goes into 20. So 4 goes to 20, that would be times 5. So I'm going to take 15 times 5, and I get 75. So how long would it take you to do 20 math problems? It would take you 75 minutes. All right, so all ratio tables are doing is working with those fractions or ratios using multiplication or division to manipulate them into what you need them to be. Make sure you let your teacher know if you have any questions.